If you thought your family Thanksgiving dinner was going to be awkward this year, just wait until you hear what's going down in Washington and on the stage of the Ed Sullivan Theater. We are officially entering the holiday season, but Stephen Colbert isn't serving turkey just yet. He's serving up a massive slice of political vengeance, and let me tell you, the tea is piping hot. On the Thursday, November 20 episode of The Late Show, the 61-year-old host didn't just perform a monologue, he issued a dare. With the release of the Jeffrey Epstein files looming like a storm cloud over the political elite, Colbert looked straight into the camera and sent a message to Donald Trump that gave us all chills. Your move, Don. But this story isn't just about court documents. It's about a feud that has exploded into cancellations, lawsuits, and social media wars. Let's break down exactly what happened, because this is the kind of drama you usually only see in scripted reality TV. The flaming bag of poop on the desk. Let's be real. Stephen Colbert has never been one to mince words when it comes to Donald Trump. But this week, he was on fire. The context here is massive. The U.S. House and Senate recently voted in an overwhelming landslide. We're talking 427-1 to force the Justice Department to release the files from the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking case. For years, people have been begging for transparency. Who was on the list? Who knew what? And now, finally, it seems we are on the brink of finding out. Colbert kicked off his show with a vibe that was less news anchor and more giddy school kid. We're just over a week away from Thanksgiving, but, ladies and gentlemen, I am already thankful. Colbert beamed, clearly enjoying the moment. He broke down the news of the vote, noting that Congress had essentially backed the president into a corner. And then came the joke that broke the internet. As per the Constitution, Congress then left the bill on Trump's desk like a flaming bag of poop, Colbert quipped, painting a mental image that is frankly hard to unsee. Very hard to put a gold leaf on that. It's a hilarious image, sure, but it cuts to the core of the political chess match happening right now. For months, the narrative has been that Trump wanted to distance himself from anything related to Epstein. But when the vote became inevitable, when it became clear that everyone wanted these files out, the president had to pivot. The poop flambe and the flip-flop, Colbert, in his signature style, dissected the president's sudden change of heart. It's no secret that politicians flip-flop, but Colbert pointed out the sheer comedic timing of this particular U-turn. When all that failed and it looked like he was going to lose, Trump suddenly flipped and said everybody should vote for it, and they did. Hence, the poop flambe, Colbert laughed. The host then posed the question that was on everyone's mind at that moment. What would Trump actually do? Would he sign it? Would he stall? Is he going to sign it? Is he going to not sign it, or is he going to change his name to Senor Ramon and flee to Acapulco? Colbert joked. But underneath the jokes, there was a serious warning. Echoing Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, Colbert got gritty. They cannot f around. If they f around, they'll find out. And then, the ultimatum. Colbert looked into the lens and addressed the president directly. Release all the files, Don, or Chucky Scoons will cut a b. The plot twist, Trump calls the bluff. Here is where the story gets wild. You know how usually late-night hosts make jokes and politicians ignore them? That is not the world we are living in right now. Just hours after Colbert's broadcast aired, almost as if he was hate-watching the show live, Donald Trump took to his social media platform to drop a bombshell of his own. He didn't flee to Acapulco. He didn't hide. He signed the bill. But he didn't just sign it quietly. In true Trump fashion, he tried to flip the narrative completely upside down. Instead of looking worried, he went on the offensive. Perhaps the truth about these Democrats and their associations with Jeffrey Epstein will soon be revealed, because I have just signed the bill to release the Epstein files, Trump posted. Talk about a plot twist. The president is essentially saying, I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. He is betting the House that the files will damage his opponents more than they will damage him. It's a high-stakes gamble, and frankly, it's fascinating to watch. We have to remember that President Trump has consistently denied any wrongdoing. He stated clearly, I have nothing to do with the guy, referring to Epstein. He hasn't been accused of crimes by law enforcement in this matter, but the court of public opinion. That's a different beast entirely, and Colbert knows it. The feud explodes. Is Colbert out? Now, if this were just about the files, that would be enough for a headline. But there is a much darker, more personal layer to this story that we need to talk about. Rumors and reports are swirling that Colbert's time at CBS might be up. And guess who is taking credit for it? The relationship between Colbert and Trump has always been icy, but lately, it's turned into a full-blown blizzard. There is talk that Colbert's show was canceled shortly after he criticized both the president and, shockingly, his own network, Paramount/CBS. This stems from a massive controversy involving a $16 million settlement over the editing of a 60 Minutes interview with Kamala Harris. Colbert, never one to toe the company line, reportedly criticized the settlement. In the corporate world, that is a dangerous game. Trump, sensing blood in the water, took to Truth Social to seemingly admit he had a hand in the chaos, while simultaneously dragging Colbert's ratings and talent. Everybody is saying that I was solely responsible for the firing of Stephen Colbert from CBS, late night. That is not true, Trump wrote in a classic non-denial denial. He then went for the jugular, attacking Colbert's comedic ability and the financial bottom line of the network. The reason he was fired was a pure lack of talent, and the fact that this deficiency was costing CBS $50 million a year in losses. And it was only going to get worse. Why this matters to us. So, why should we care about two rich men fighting on TV and social media? Because it feels like the end of an era. Whether you love Colbert or hate him, whether you support Trump or oppose him, this feud represents the absolute collision of entertainment, politics, and truth. We are living in a time where a late-night comedian is issuing ultimatums to the president about sex trafficking files, and the president is, allegedly, influencing the firing of major TV hosts. The lines are blurred, it's messy, it's emotional. Colbert's thankful attitude about the files being released resonates with a lot of us. We all want the truth. We all want to know what really happened behind closed doors with Epstein. It's a heavy, dark subject, and seeing it handled with a mix of comedy and aggression is a strange coping mechanism for the nation. What's next? As we head into Thanksgiving, the table is set for a showdown. Will the Epstein files actually be released, or will there be another delay? Will the files reveal what Trump claims, that Democrats are the ones in trouble? And is this truly the end for Stephen Colbert on The Late Show? If he is indeed gone, he is certainly going out swinging, leaving a flaming bag of his own on the way out the door. One thing is for sure, the next few weeks are going to be absolutely chaotic. So, as you sit down for your turkey dinner next week, be thankful that you aren't a PR manager for CBS or a politician sweating over those sealed documents. What do you think? Is Trump playing 4D chess by signing the bill? Will you miss Colbert if he's really gone? Let's hear it in the comments.